Studies in both 1990 and 2007 showed that adults who consumed candy cigarettes as kids were statistically more likely to become smokers later in life. More than 20 countries, including Australia, Brazil, Canada, Ireland, Norway, Spain, Sweden, and the UK, have banned the sale of candy cigarettes. Will our rating today back up this ban, or will the candy cigarettes prove to be just as addictive as the tobacco sticks they parody? If you got 'em, snack 'em. You tried that? You tried that. Candy cigs and other snacks. I'm Nick Novak, Life Palace. Chad Hancock.
Howdy.
Nick Geiger.
Hey there.
All right, guys, let's talk about smoking.
I didn't know that these things were banned like in all those countries, but those countries haven't banned actual smoking.
Right.
Which is like 100 times worse for you than this fucking candy.
And you can drink when you're like 15.
So did you guys, I know you're not smokers, obviously, I've known you forever, but did you try cigarettes at some point in your life?
Oh, yeah. And Chad and I are nodding at each other to go. I have had maybe like 5. I think I was like at a bar and someone had some and I was like half drunk. And yeah, I'll try one. And they were, I mean, they're exactly what you picture them being, is tasting like shit. They don't make you look cool. Of course, maybe just because I didn't look cool smoking, like I guess Don Draper does or whatever. But yeah, no, they weren't good. And I know I never want to try them, A, because they're horrible and terrible for you. But B, like I have a really hard time breaking any sort of habit. And so like, I knew if I ever started smoking, especially because like the oral fixation piece, I'd never stop. So I was always very careful not to really get into it. I've also had maybe like 10 or 12 cigars over the course of my life, but those are not
like celebratory situations or something.
What's that?
Like at a bachelor party and things like that.
Yeah. Or like I think when we went on our fishing trip, I've had a couple things like that.
Mm-hmm. Chad, you smoked them?
I never had cigarettes. I have always found the smell of cigarettes to be like one of the like worst smells. Like I don't know what it is about, but like cigarettes specifically, like I don't really have a problem with cigars or like pipes. I mean, they still kind of stink, but like not the same. Like pot's fine, but like the smell of a cigarette is so fucking repulsive to me. And I don't know why. And like, I would always hate being in like smoky bars and like stuff like that. So yeah, I was just like, I knew from like early on, like I will never be a cigarette smoker because I hate that smell so much. And like I could smell it on like people's clothes when they smoked like a cigarette, you know, like hours before or something like that. It just really grosses me out. I have had candy cigarettes before though, because there was like one part of my life where I thought it'd be kind of cool, like if I had a candy cigarette in my mouth, and like when I was like 16 or something, and like so I was like walking around with a candy cigarette, and I'm like, these things taste like shit, and just like gave up on that. I've had like similar to Geiger, I've had cigars on occasion, but again, like those aren't for me. Actually, I think Novak, didn't we smoke cigars together in Disney, in like Orlando when we went to
yeah, I think we did.
When we went to Disney World over spring break one year. That was like that might have been the last time I had a cigar. Actually, it was like almost 20 years ago or something.
They're so it's crazy to think that we lived with that smell so long and didn't think much of it, because now that you can't smoke anywhere, when you smell it, it stands out so much. But yeah, it's just awful. And I did actually one time on a date kissed someone who smoked, and that's just as bad as literally smoking yourself, and it's just disgusting. Like, of anything that's a deal breaker, that's top of the list deal breaker.
Right.
Smoking, it's disgusting.
All right. Great.
Anyway,
so
now that we've
smoking
every
bad,
country
kids.
should outlaw smoking and bring back candy cigarettes.
Yeah,
that's
candy
our message
should
to
be
Canada and these other ones.
Right. Yeah, banning a candy cigarette.
Right.
It's so stupid.
Well, the candy cigarette lobby must be a lot weaker than the real cigarette in those countries.
It is. I mean, it is like a weird. It's like, oh, we're gonna ban Hot Wheels because that might lead you to like drive drunk or something, or like drive recklessly or something.
Well, I mean, I get.
What I mean,
I sort of get it. It's not like there would be an uproar if there was like a candy that you like, heated up in like a spoon and like shot into your veins or something. Like no one would really think that's acceptable.
It's candy.
Tying your arm off so you can shoot a pixie stick into your veins.
Yeah, but I mean, like, just ban the fucking cigarettes then. Like, that's the actual problem, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Are these unfiltered candy cigarettes? Or are these like menthol? Like, are they regular?
It's a hard pack.
Like,
and can we then, what for our segment today? Can we do candy LSD? That'd be like
we're gonna trip candy balls.
Guys, I'm tripping. That was just a bottle cap, you asshole. You're not tripping at all.
Chasing the dragon.
Speaking of seeing things that didn't actually happen, Chad, you had a dream.
Right. And I was not on candy shrooms at the time. No, I had just thought of it because I had this dream, and it's sort of about this podcast, and this is really fucking stupid. But like, it was one of those dreams where like I woke up and there was a good like 5 minutes where I thought it was like real, but it was basically like there was, first of all, in the dream, our podcast had way more listeners, like more than 50. And
wow,
so we were like
wet dream.
we're like famous for this podcast, and Doritos had come out with this like new flavor that was like it was like the gimmick behind the flavor was like, you can't tell it's spicy, but you can't tell that it's spicy. Okay, so if that makes no sense, I recognize that. And so everybody around the world was like eating these Doritos, and they're like, oh yeah, this just tastes like a normal Dorito. And then we tried them on the pod, and like you guys were like, this is fine, but like me, because I can't handle spicy foods at all, I was like flipping out. I was like, it's like so hot and spicy. And so then like, I was the only person in the world that could tell it was spicy. And then it sort of took this like ET turn where then they like wanted to like capture me and like study me in a lab. Like, how was he able to like detect the spices?
Wow.
Oh.
Wait, but Geiger and I still got to be famous doing the podcast, right?
Right.
Yeah. You guys are famous. I was on the run.
Jay couldn't be here right now. They're doing medical experiments on him, but we're going to try some, what do we got? Oh, Oreos. Okay, cool.
Now, this new Oreo flavor, it says it's spicy, but you can't tell it's spicy. So we're going to try that out. So I guess, do I need a life? Like, what is going on?
Yeah,
with me
but
then?
that's
wouldn't
nothing to do with the
hurt.
dream. But yeah.
I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's my
very cool. Very cool dream.
How do I roll on from that one? Neat.
Let's get into eating right away.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not waste any time.
Beating around the bush here.
Yeah, we got to do candy cigs last, I think.
I think
Yeah,
so.
I think
Because we talk so much about them. Let's do these made good granola minis first. We're gonna rate our snacks on a 5-point scale. I love that, like that, indifferent to that, dislike that, and hate that. This is the company's Made Good. These are called granola minis, and it's the chocolate chip variety. They are little. I don't know how I describe the size, but it's
like the size of a marble.
Okay, yeah, or even a little bigger. A bunch of granola stuck together with chocolate chips mixed in.
Well, never a good sign when the first thing I do after I bite it is go check the expiration date, but these don't expire till November of next year.
No, mine expire in October.
Taste expired me.
Of next year.
Either way, a long way away.
Yeah.
They don't taste stale to me.
They taste strange. There's something weird about it.
Well, luckily, since you go first, you can expound on that.
I have to be more articulate than that.
Tell us more about this strange taste.
So it tastes like, it's almost like they're spicy, but I'm the only one who can tell they're spicy. Oh God, I'm being led away. Tell my kids I'm not doing what I love, raiding a granola snack.
The flavor is strange, but you can't tell it's strange.
Like, I feel like it should be strange. There's something strange about it. Now, I think I know what's strange about it. I'm reading the ingredients, and there's like the chocolate chips, and then there's a bunch of stuff. It's like dried apple pieces, inulin, a bunch of vegetable extract, like spinach, broccoli, carrots, tomatoes, beets, and shiitake mushrooms. I don't know why that would be in there. There's just something weird about the aftertaste. That's like throwing it off. It's not like a straight up chocolate and granola, which probably makes it like more healthy or whatever and better for you or something like that. But they're pretty plain. It just tastes like kind of a too sweet granola. Like there's something too sweet about the granola, and then you have the chocolate chips that are kind of sparse in there.
Too sweet.
Yes. There's something very NWO about these snacks. They taste like diesel. No, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about now.
They're leading me away. As you screamed.
Too sweet. Just making the symbol. I'm gonna give them an indifferent to that because I really don't. They're just kind of innocuous, but there's something like off-putting about them I don't love. I think this should have been a slam dunk, like as a decent snack, but there's just something, and it might be that I'm just used to like chocolate chip Quaker granola bars that are basically candy bars, but there's something I don't love about it, so I'm just gonna put it in indifferent.
All right, Chad.
Yeah, what's slam dunk about fucking oats and chocolate chips?
Like, well, I mean, because as a decent snack, it's just like there's nothing wrong with oats and chocolate chips. It's a tale as old as time. Peanut butter and jelly, oats and chocolate chips, not spicy and spicy Doritos.
Old as time. Well, these taste old as time to me. I don't know. Maybe it's not an expired taste. It's just, but the aftertaste is really bad. I think the chocolate is bad chocolate. I think that's maybe what I'm sensing here. Like I just didn't really get any good flavor from the chocolate. So I don't see any reason to eat. Like I stopped at 1.5. I think these are kind of gross. I'm gonna go dislike that.
All right, I feel a bit differently. They do taste different than like a Quaker granola bar, but I think that's because the ingredients are better.
Good for you.
Yeah. I think they're pretty good. So I'm a little surprised you guys didn't like them. I ate pretty much I Geigered this bag.
Ooh.
Yeah. And now
the bad side.
Away.
You're gonna look like me in a bit. Sack of
Don't
shit.
look away. This is what you get.
They just led me away just to do experiments in general. Like, how is he eating so much fucking food? They're just cutting me open.
So I'm actually just gonna give it a like low to mid like that. I think it's a pretty good snack. So we're kind of spread out here. A like and a dislike. So this could go anyway. Let's go next to this big old bar. This is a bigger snack than we frequently have. This is the Pretzel Toffee Twirl. How do you say that company name?
Chuao. Chuao.
Chuao. Chuao.
Chuao.
Chuao.
And it is
no reaction. Chihuahua, we walking in the castle.
It's a big giant bar, and there's pretzel in it, but they're just 3 full pretzels sticking halfway out.
Yeah. A huge looking like pretzel just glued to the bottom.
Solo, frozen in carbonite.
Yeah.
Well, I broke off the last row and there's no pretzel in it because there's not like the pretzel wasn't stuck to that piece.
And on one side there are a bunch of little squares, all with different sayings on them. Mm-hmm. Mine are like I got one that says lick.
So if you read the what?
Woo. I got AHHHH. Woo. Wow. Giggle. And this is like a fucking. Is this like a sex game or something?
Chew. I got desire and Chuao wee wah. I do have the company name on one of them.
You pick out 2 pieces of chocolate, and that's the sex maneuver you do. I got lick, chow.
Lick a stroke a chihuahua. I got finger and ass and and Burley Grimes.
I got drag and away.
If you look on the back, it says at Chuao, we say if it's not a wow, it's not a chew wow. So I assume that's how you pronounce it, chew wow.
I've got one says silky. One says golden shower.
Yeah.
All right, Chad.
One says the other one says wife. Make sure you get a bite of it with the pretzel, because when you eat it with the pretzel, it changes the flavor a bit, I think.
You're up first, Chad.
Okay. So I like this. I think it could be better.
Spoken like a man who spent hundreds of episodes describing snacks.
It sounded like someone did like
this.
like when you're getting like a dictation of your voicemail or something. It's reading I like this.
Look, I'm trying to rate this snack while experiments are happening on me, so I'm a little distracted. Actually, the bites that you eat with the pretzel, I actually think are outstanding. Like, I think that's like when you get those pretzel bites, I think it's a really good combination because it tastes like a pretty good pretzel. And this chocolate is clearly very like high quality chocolate. It's maybe a little darker than I would like. But even just eating the chocolate on its own, I don't really taste any toffee. It says it's toffee, but it's like nicely salty, in a way that I think is very good. I wish the pretzel was more evenly distributed instead of just gluing 3 pretzels like a fucking third grader's art project on the bottom. Like, spread the pretzel out more evenly in the bar, and I think you have like a real winner here. But overall, I still think it's pretty good. I'm gonna give it a like that.
My first thought was that I liked it, but I actually like it better without the pretzel. I don't love this. I think it would work better, like you said, if the pretzel was distributed. I don't love dark chocolate, which hurts it a little.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I think there was a better execution of this than they managed to do. I agree the chocolate tastes like it's a decent quality chocolate, but I'm just not wanting to go back and finish it. I don't think the execution was right. So I'm going to give it an indifferent to that. Geiger, where are you at?
Yeah, I'm torn. I like dark chocolate a lot. I don't actually love toffee. Not a big toffee guy. Like, Heath bars don't really do it for me, kind of thing.
Do you really taste a lot of toffee here, though?
Well, the first bite I did because I had no pretzel. Like, when you don't have any pretzel, I could taste the toffee.
That's fair.
In the pretzel, like, I'll echo what the two of you said. It, like, Chad makes a great point. This whole bar, like, screams like they're trying to come off like some artisan experience kind of thing. It's signed by a chef on the back who says he's a master chocolatier, crafted with joy, all this bullshit. And then it's like a candy bar, and they just pounded 3 pretzels onto the back of it. Like, they like taped it on the back and said it was artisanry. No, it's not. You're a lazy piece of shit, whoever you want. Michael, can't read that. Michael
Angelo?
It's Michelangelo. Wow. Yes. It's Michael Chuao. Michael Chuao and your dirty, dirty sayings. It does taste good with the pretzel. And I think if the pretzel was more prevalent, I would like it better. I'm really torn. I'm going to go... Fuck. I will go very...
You're going to go fuck?
The bar told me to go fuck. Sorry. Mine said go, fuck, and then the last one was leave me alone. I have a headache. I'm gonna probably
go fuck Michael Chuao. He just really wants to get laid.
Oh man, this is actually Barnes. Says go fuck yourself. What did I do? I'm really like, this is one of those where, like, I'm so on the border of like that and indifferent, because I do think it tastes good when you have all the elements, but it's a fault of the bar that you can't get all the elements every bite. So I will say indifferent.
Fair.
All right, still in the lead. Mine actually had a golden ticket inside.
Oh,
with just like directions and address to Michael Chuao's house.
Did he have a brown hat?
You show up and it's just oompa doompa dee wow. You are here to fuck Michael Chuao.
Did Michael Chuao have any armed guards? Darm guards. All right. I believe it's segment time, right, Nick?
I think you're right.
I need Nick's the host.
Unless you're getting led away.
All right. All right. Segment time. Surprise. All right. We sometimes we come up with pretty elaborate segments here. Today will not be one of those days. It's a pretty straightforward one. We're going to do a time-old classic of road trips and barroom discussion and all that kind of stuff. Just basic would you rathers. Okay. So
all right.
I scoured some would you rathers from around the internets that other people have come up with, and we're going to read through 7 of them here today. All right. So, okay, we'll start with the first one, guys. Would you rather live forever or die in the next 24 hours? That's tough. They're supposed to be hard, guys.
This is a real fucking downer.
Yeah. Oh, this is the most optimistic one. Would you rather have your throat slit?
No. The next one is, would you rather live 10 million years or die in the next 10 minutes? It's all about
Chad, would you rather be experimented on forever?
Or just Chad, for the next 24 hours?
Chad, you've said like a number of times in this podcast, as recently as last episode, that you don't want to live forever.
Yes. Last week, quote unquote. I said that. That was recorded a week ago. Yeah, and that is a good point, is that I don't want to live forever. But I do want to live more than 24 hours.
Right.
Like I would my daughter's 2.5. I would like to see her go to school, grow up, etc., etc. And if the price to pay for that is that I'm like still floating out in space when like all the planets are gone or whatever the fuck happens, I don't know, then like fine, I'll do that. So live forever.
Ooh. That makes live forever sound even worse. You're just floating in the vastness of space.
I mean, I guess, yeah, you're not just like, I didn't become God or whatever. Like, I guess I die when like the sun dies, then I guess I die. So I'll take that.
Something to look forward to. Yeah, Chance is driving like 6 Hummers at once, just trying to kill the Earth as fast as possible so he can be done.
I just pictured you floating. There's nothing left in the universe except you float.
I'm just sitting there. I am the Omega.
I wish I had a Reese's cup.
Dunking cookies in the Milky Way and just eating them.
This empty universe would be better if it was a Reese's cup.
Yeah, I'll agree with Chad.
Okay. Live forever was the really in-depth explanation there.
He also wants a universe Reese's cup.
Right.
Yeah, this one came off Reddit, and Live Forever dominated like 136 to 59. But I think it is just like, I wonder if it would be like Live Forever or Live one more year. It might be different, but 24 hours is not even enough to get your affairs in order. Like, it's like you're sprinting through suddenly on the
and
clock.
Not enough time to have an affair even. So
right. To arrange all the different affairs and put them in order of hottest and least hot.
Most Reddit users only have between 1 to 3 years left anyway.
All right, number 2.
24 hours is not even enough time to clean my mom's basement that I live in. That's what I say.
24 hours is just shaving all the beard off their neck. All right. Number 2. Would you rather loudly fart once an hour on the hour? Now, some other caveats. It's of average stink. and it's equal to like your loudest fart. Okay, once an hour, like clockwork. But
I've had some ones that were borderline breaking windows. So I mean...
yeah, real thunderclap over there.
Yeah.
The alternative is once per year you have like a giant mega fart, and it's an entire year's worth of fart, and you get no warning. So you could be like in the middle of a funeral, and here comes year of fart, like just like flowing.
It just lasts like 30 minutes or however long you farted over the course of the
however your collective farts.
Oh, it lasts the whole time. I just thought it was like 10 times, 1,000 times as smelly and loud as one.
It launches you across the room.
You'd shoot into space and see Chad up there and be like, "What's up, man?"
Whoa, Chuao wee wow.
So it's once an hour you fart?
On the hour. Yeah. So it's like you can at least like, I guess with that you could at least be terribly damaging to your lifestyle, but you could at least like hide in the bathroom. Like, oh, it's 8:00, go fart. Like you can just like go in the bathroom or something.
Like mute
every
your
hour.
Nah, that takes over your whole life.
Yeah, you couldn't like.
I got to do once a year.
Oh man, it's gonna be embarrassing.
Yeah, every hour. Like, is it gonna be waking you up in the middle of the night? Like you never.
If you can sleep, I fart all the time during my sleep. So.
Yeah, all right.
That's fair. Yeah,
that one seems pretty easy to me.
Yeah. I take the mega fart. Give me the mega fart.
It would just be like. Like it would just the sheer panic that would take over your body of like if you're like giving a speech or something and you feel mega fart coming on, you're like, oh god.
Yeah, but once it happens, like if it happens on like Jan 7th or something, like you're clear for like the year, you know what I mean? You're just sitting pretty.
Oh man, I'd be eating ice cream so much. Okay. And yes, B also won handily in there. Mega fart won handily. A sentence I did not anticipate saying today. All right, number 3. Would you rather? Would you rather have dinner with Hitler for $10 million, or smoke one hit of meth for $10 million?
Can you die from one meth?
From one meth?
From one meth.
Is meth a unit of measurement? Can you die from one hit dinner with Hitler? I don't know, maybe.
Can you die from one Fuhrer?
Will one meth kill me, or will it just make me look like Fergie?
What has to happen at the dinner?
I don't know. You just have dinner.
I have to make small talk with him? Or?
Yeah, probably. I mean,
does he speak English?
Do I have to like swear fealty to him? Like
you have to learn German really quick. Yeah. So basically, do you want to get high or do you want to get Zig Heil?
Oh
no.
Like I'm not. I can't like reach over and kill him, right, with my knife.
I mean, if that's what you consider having dinner, then
can I kill him with my
commit murder for 10? You're not a hitman.
I'm trying to say, like, what is the terrible part of it? Like,
I think it's just having to tolerate knowing he's like a heinous, like, people always say, would you rather hang out with? What if you had to hang out with Trump or someone you hated or whatever? You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's the same. That's the premise.
And I also don't think like one hit of meth is gonna like suddenly cracked out.
Isn't meth super addictive though? Like you might do one hit and you could potentially get hooked, right?
Yeah, I just Googled, can you die from one meth? And the first response says, yes, you can overdose the very first time you take a drug.
Oh.
All right, then I'll take Hitler.
Yeah. I'll take Hitler and hope that's when I have my mega fart. And just direct it right into his fillet or something.
Well... into his fillet. I had that medium rare. Excuse me, bring that over 1 second. Well, joke's on you. What they're serving for dinner with Hitler is meth. No. The other thing you're forgetting, though, is you're getting $10 million. So it's not like I could have, for $10 million, I could eat dinner with almost anyone. I don't know. It's like you get a nice
Either
meal
one of those seems pretty doable for $10 million, honestly.
Yeah.
All right. Number 4. Would you rather? By the way, Hitler was also the lead. You guys are chalk so far with
great
with the consensus. 4. Would you rather be charged for a murder you didn't commit, so you have to like live in prison the rest of your life with no chance of freedom, or kill a loved one but get away with it?
Wait, kill a loved one but get away with it, or charge for a murder you didn't
Charge for
commit,
murder you are not guilty of. You didn't actually kill anyone, but you are going to be put in prison and considered to be a murderer.
This is a comedy podcast.
Yeah. Yep. Well, you were ready to kill Hitler. I mean, that's not a bad
Chihuahua,
thing.
Chihuahua, this is tough.
Yeah, Chihuahua.
Can I kill
All I can say is Chihuahua.
Can I kill a Michael Chow?
Can my loved one be Hitler?
Are you Ava Braun?
I guess I'll go to prison. I'm not gonna murder someone I love. I mean, I can't. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
You gotta go to jail.
Yeah, it is A, but it was just barely. It was like something. It was very close. I don't have the numbers. Yeah. All right. Number 5. Making good time. We have 3 more, including this one, and then some joke ones that we don't have to actually answer.
These serious ones.
Yeah, we got to get through the serious ones, and then we'll get to the comedy hilarity. Number 5. Would you rather be able to summon food, enough food to feed 10 people 3 times a day, and it's like whatever you want, and it's perfectly cooked? So whatever you
and I can give it to 10 people,
or you can keep it for yourself, just whatever, right? You can live life with a huge fucking fat.
You can
eat. You can feed Hitler all his delectable treats, or you could get $27 put into your bank account tax free. The government will never wonder where it's coming from, anything like that, 3 times a day. So I think that nets out to about like $30,000 a year.
Oh.
But I mean, the food, you never have to pay for food again, and you could like give it to people and help like stop hunger and stuff a little bit.
I wonder if I spend more than $30,000 a year on food. Like I've never totaled up my grocery bill.
No, I said a little bit. You could help. You're definitely gonna. I guarantee. Wouldn't you think you spent more than $30,000 like groceries and restaurants and?
Yeah, especially before COVID, we used to eat out a ton.
Yeah.
You know, and like.
And you ate enough for 10 people.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's that.
Plus, your time is worth some money of like preparing food and stuff like that.
Is there an option C, enough meth for 10 people?
Oh, I'm sorry. Or you could do meth. It just says do a meth.
I think that one's pretty easy. I would take the food. Like,
I think I'd take the food too after this.
I feel like you come out ahead. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you get the free food, and then, well, I don't know, maybe the costs end up like evening out or whatever. But like, think how popular you'd be. Like, you just like give food to like people, and like
you could also give the money to someone, but that's fine.
What?
So actually, the $27 won that one on Reddit. So I think it's
insane.
Well, I think it's the theory of like, I guess either way, you're like saving the food money. It seems more tangible to people that have $30,000 in their account than like $30,000 less than you're paying for food. And like some people like you like going out because you like going out. You don't want to just sit at home every day and like have a lobster delivered to your door.
Can I just go out to eat and then the food appears while I'm at the restaurant?
You're in a Taco Bell and like a prime rib just shows up.
I think I'd be healthier because I'd like summon like delicious food that was also healthy.
That's true.
That I'm just like too lazy to make most of the
time. Now, would it be a pain though to have so much of it? Because it's like 10 people, so you have like 4 people in your house. Like I guess you'd have to.
So
eat
I have
leftovers.
to get all that food.
Yeah, it has to be 10 people's worth. So maybe you could eat leftover. Maybe you just order every other day or something, or you could just donate it somehow. I don't know how you would do that, but. Give me 10 pounds of potatoes.
Throw it at a homeless guy on the street, something like that.
Yeah,
you could. Yes, throw it at him. That sounds a bit more aggressive than
open wide, whipping a chicken leg at his face.
You'd probably rather have a meth.
I don't know 10 Hitlers either, so
so you're like,
it's enough food for 10 Hitlers. That's a lot of sauerkraut. All right, another one, Novak, a real uplifting one for you here. Would you rather push an elderly man down a flight of stairs for $1 million or slap the shit out of your dad for $50,000?
Ooh.
Slap the shit out.
Now, I did change this one up. It was originally an elderly lady and your mom, but I didn't. 3 dudes sitting around talking about pushing women downstairs to see.
In one scenario, this old guy potentially dies. In another scenario, I potentially die.
Right. And your relationship with your father is almost definitely dead. Yeah.
Right. Ooh. My dad does deserve it, though. This old man maybe does.
Your dad, though, if he ever caught you, could also probably beat the shit out of you.
So wait, the money was what?
It's
the money difference?
a mil to push an old man, like a stranger, you don't know him, but you're pushing him down a flight of stairs, and $50K to slap your dad.
All right, probably push the old guy.
Probably murder a guy. Anyway, move on. More money.
I have $1 million. I'll pay for all his hospital bill.
How about if you push an elderly man down a flight of stairs for enough to feed one man one time?
Okay, so for me, am I slapping the shit out of my dad right now? Like, do I need to dig up his grave? And then slap his skeleton?
I realized after I changed the gender that it might cause problems that way.
Can I instead slap your dad now that he listens to the podcast?
Sure. Dad, heads up. And now I'll say Chad's not super strong, but he has a mean slap.
Yeah, let's assume that my dad was still with us.
Sure.
I'd probably take my dad, because unlike Novak's dad, like, my dad would not fight back. He would, he would just sit there and take it. Probably he's not like a big brute.
That's the only impediment to slapping the shit out of your dad, is like he might fight back. It's not because you like care about him or like want to talk to him ever again. That's it. That's fair.
You got it. You put 2 and 2 together there, I think.
All right.
The old man was Michael Chow.
You slapped a bunch of pretzels onto his back and shoved him down the. That was funny. I believe most people chose elderly man, and it sounds terrible because you could kill a person, but I think to me,
it's a lot more money.
Well, it's a lot more money, and I just can't slap my own dad. Like it or not, this stranger, I'm gonna walk away and never think about him again. I'll never remember the time I almost killed a guy, but I will definitely remember elderly. And he's old. He was gonna die soon anyway, right? But I don't want to have to I want to be able to have Christmas with my dad. I just don't care if someone else can't have Christmas with their dad. What?
Like, it's not for sure the old man dies, right?
It's whatever happens. But I mean, you're pushing an old man down a flight of steps, dude. I mean, his life is going to be severely impacted.
I mean, he's not going to die from the flight of steps, but probably from like the meat grinder that you'd set up at the bottom that he's going to tumble into. So.
The vat of acid, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, the final one.
That was also when my mega fart came.
Yeah.
Use the momentum to really shove him.
I guess you could also kill your dad accidentally by slapping the ever-living shit out of him, but I don't know.
I can?
Well, like I when I hear slap the shit out of him, I just can be like repeatedly slapping him and stuff, like not just one big slap.
Have you seen me? I'm not killing a fucking ant from slapping. Okay, so
that's fair. All right, last one. You guys know who Jake Paul is, right? The YouTuber guy that's now boxing.
Can I slap the shit out of him?
It's not a would you rather. Please kill Jake Paul. It was actually a dark web request. No, Jake Paul eats your ass for 23 minutes straight. All right. I'm just assuming no. Or you take a 2-hour bubble bath with an extremely horny Shaq. So I saw Shaq and thought we got to do that. So now it doesn't specify if he's going to act on it. Maybe he's just horny and thinking
he's not gay, right?
No, he's. I don't. We're going to find out, I guess. Well, maybe he might not stop being you.
I'm pretty sure he's not.
Bring me a better looking guy.
I'll take my chances with Shaq.
Yeah. Are there enough bubbles in the universe to cover his
erect penis? Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, you're in a bubble bath with a naked Shaq. It's kind of weird, but I guess it's weirder.
That's like Jake Paul. Yeah, Jake Paul's a terrible person, and like I don't want to be anywhere near him. Shaq seems like a great guy. Like maybe we'd have a good conversation. We'd bond a little bit.
But he's extremely horny, Chad.
I probably would be too, to be honest. Like, have you seen him? He's a mountain of man.
Hey man, so what was it like going up against David Robinson? Oh God, I'm so fucking horny. He's just jacking it.
That's what people do when they're horny. I'm so fucking horny.
When you're riled up, don't you just openly talk about
man.
how horny you are? Oh, it's an extremely. I'm shagging horny.
I'm gonna make this a cold bubble bath. You just turn it on the cold water. That makes me hornier.
Tell me about that time you had dinner with Hitler. Oh yeah. So that was all of them. I will say now, there's a couple others I just wrote down because they're funny. I think some people on Reddit don't quite understand what "would you rather" means, because some of these are just questions such as, in the new Hawkeye show, Kingpin kill people by sitting on them and other ways by using his fat, ? And then the answer to, would you rather, yes or no? I'm like, I don't have any idea what that's supposed to mean. Another one was, does Lightning McQueen have life insurance or car insurance? Yeah. And that's not really a would you rather, but it is kind of interesting. I never thought about. So I thought whoever wrote that deserves some credit. So.
Oh, I love that one. That is very funny.
Yeah.
Nice.
But anyway, guys, do you think Hawkeye Kingpin kill people by using fat? What do you think? Like sitting on people?
No.
Yeah.
Would you like sit in tub with horny Kingpin?
Wow, you Kingpin in the tub.
Oh, tell me more about your dinner with Hawkeye. Oh, I'm so horny.
Dinner with Hawkeye. Yeah, I went to Longhorn Steakhouse with Hawkeye the other night. He was extremely horny. He just kept talking about it.
All right, let's smoke some candy cigs.
Let's look cool.
All right,
guys, what we're about to do is illegal in like 20 countries or whatever you said.
When I picked these up, I think I tried to get 3 with the same box. Did you guys say Lucky Lights on them?
They have different boxes?
Yeah, there were a couple like different generic names of cigarettes. These ones are called Lucky Lights, but the same. It's World Confections Incorporated, and candy cigs, if you've had them, really don't resemble a cigarette.
No,
in the fucking least bit. It's just a long, skinny white piece of sugar. They used to even have like a red end of them, which I don't think they have anymore.
Long, skinny white. So basically how Shaq is describing me in the hot tub. Your penis looks like a candy cigarette. That's what he says.
Long, skinny white. Have I mentioned I'm extremely horny? How's yours lighting? I'm having a hard time getting mine to light.
Smells better than a real cigarette.
So, Chad, you walked around with these in your mouth as a 16-year-old because you thought it would look cool?
For like a day.
Oh.
And then I'm like, okay, this is stupid, and they taste like crap.
Yeah. It looks more like a joint than it does like a cigarette.
It looks more like you ate a lollipop and then you didn't find anywhere to throw away the stick.
Yes.
Right.
But,
now that we have these in our mouths, one of my favorite things about someone having a cigarette in like a movie or something is when they're talking and their mouth moving, their cigarette's like jumping all over the place.
Now hear this. Now hear this.
I'm super cool. Let me tell you about my dinner with Hitler. Blah, 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 blah.
Hey, I am extremely horny.
Why are we all Walter Cronkite all of a sudden? Nah.
Hey, kid. She.
That's what I would do. Like when I was immortal and just floating in space by myself, I would just be like, just talking like with candy cigarettes to amuse myself for all eternity. I'm talking like this, but nobody can see it.
No one's going to get this James Cagney reference. Just yelling at a satellite. Hey, you!
just yelling into the void, "I'm so fucking horny," and like nobody hears me.
Comments are actually just Chad jizzing into space because he's so overloaded. One time I did a math and just shot a big load.
We got a body floating here in the bathtub. Looks like this guy had a run-in with an extremely horny shack.
He had a briefcase full of $1 million. I think he was going to wait till Shaq got old, then push him down the stairs.
Okay. They're very easily... they're not that hard, really. I thought they'd be actually a little harder.
Same thing I thought about
if you
Shaq
have it in your mouth
bathtub.
for... If you have it in your mouth for like 1 to 2 seconds, then you can bite into it easily.
These taste like almost nothing. They're just so not
There's a little sweetness to them.
They actually taste better than I remember from 34 years ago or whatever it was, or 20.
I almost want to say that I like these. I'm like on the borderline.
You're allowed to.
Of saying,
no, you're not.
We're not going to agree with you,
but I don't think I really do. Like, I don't think I can eat more than a couple. If they had some kind of flavor to them,
like nicotine.
If only they had something inside them. Tobacco, I don't know.
If only they had a controlled substance in them that could then make them legal.
If only these were 1,000 times worse for me, the government would allow
it. The idea of a government taking the time to ban this fucking sugar stick.
We'd now like to hear the senator from New Jersey. All right, candy cigarettes. Shut the fuck up, Phil. We got other shit to worry about. There's a horny shack rampaging through Colorado.
I'm gonna say indifferent. I don't think they taste that bad, really. I'm actually going to be a high indifferent. There's not a lot of taste to them. There's like a little sweetness that isn't. I'm on like my third one now. I could see myself being like a pack a day type of guy. No, I would not eat a pack of these.
You're on your third
gross.
one? Really?
I ate 3 too. Yeah.
They're not that big.
I'm just trying to get a sense of what the taste was.
All right. Eat them if you got them.
You sound some nonplussed. Fine.
So
man.
I'm gonna settle on indifferent. Geiger, what do you think?
Yeah, man, this is like I said. They barely taste like anything. It's like just eating a stick of sugar. There's nothing to it. I'm trying to. It definitely tastes like something I've had before, and I'm trying to remember what it is. But it's not great. It is. You do look very cool smoking them.
So cool.
You get to be 1930s gumshoe. That's very helpful.
Which is so cool.
It was so fucking cool. Everyone loves it when you walk up and talk like an old detective. Hey there.
You and me at the prom. Let's do it.
Ring-a-ding-ding with them Ruskies. I'm slowly turning into the penguin for the old Batman show.
Would you rather be 1930s gumshoe or 16-year-old Chad? It's like 100% gumshoe.
A gumshoe walking around wearing a Far Side t-shirt that didn't make sense for the context. These are. It can't be anything but indifferent. This thing exists entirely to mimic a cigarette. It's like a thing of like you get to pretend you're smoking a cigarette. It does. It's not for the taste. It's not like I don't know why you'd ever buy them. Like they don't taste good enough to buy and like, oh, I can't wait to eat that candy. It's to pretend to smoke a cigarette, which is sort of why I get why they banned them. Like all you're doing is encouraging people to say it's like, oh, it's cool to smoke or it's cool to like eat a cigarette. Right. I'm not trying to be an old fogey about it, but look, we know just like you do one meth, you could die. You'd smoke one candy cigarette, it could be a gateway to real cigarettes. So right. I'll give it an indifferent. It's just it's barely there. It's just kind of a thing you shove in your mouth and then it's gone.
All right. Daredevil TV show Fat Kingpin. To indifference. Chad, what do you think?
Yeah. Look, I made a lot of fun of them wasting time making these things illegal, but they 100% should be illegal for like all the reasons Geiger mentioned. Like the same reason that we say that like they shouldn't, like they got rid of cartoon cigarette mascots and stuff. You know, like it is clearly just marketing cigarettes to kid. While you're at it, make actual cigarettes illegal, please.
Right. Vapes.
And vapes, yes. But you know, these are like candy buttons minus the paper. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we've tried a bunch of these things on the pod where it's just like this generic sugar taste with nothing else to it that feels so completely pointless. I usually wind up at a dislike on those because of the pointless factor. But because these just are like so cool and they just make me feel like such a badass doing this like thing that's illegal, I'm just gonna bump them up into an indifferent to that.
All right. Lazy electioneer. What we've got here with the candy cigarettes. I'm part of the coolness is when you pull it out, not just holding it in your mouth, but then you pull it out and blow. Right. That's the cool thing about smoking cigarettes is actually blowing the smoke, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, aiming it at people. Yeah,
blowing candy rings.
Yeah. Yep. Blowing Shaq.
Cool. Blowing Shaq's cock ring.
Yep. Blowing Shaq. You blowing Shaq over there. Geiger's the type. I think he's blowing Shaq.
Blowing Shaq, say.
Geiger, where can listeners contact you?
The Three Little Pigs were the first one that blew Shaq. Oh, it was the wolf from Three Little Pigs. I fucked it up. He blew the Shack. All right.
He did.
We'll fix that in editing where I look like a genius for that Three Little Pigs joke. If you have blown Shaq, if you had thoughts on those would you rathers, if you think if you're addicted to smoking candy cigarettes, a pack a day, as Nomak mentioned, if you are a 1940s newspaper reporter or police detective and think it's great as Nomak is bobbing his cigarette up and down in the camera repeatedly.
Very cool.
If you are Burgess Meredith or whoever the fuck else we've been imitating this whole time, you can get a hold of us at youtrydat@gmail.com. You can reach out to us via hashtag YouTriedThat on Twitter. On Facebook, there's a You Tried That group. You can leave a comment.
You're really struggling.
I do this every fucking podcast and I can never get the script down. You can go to YouTube, you can go to Instagram. Let us know what you think. Give us snacks to rate. Ask questions for the mailbag that hasn't happened in almost, 2 years. Give us a like, leave us a star, give us a review. Tell your friends and family. And as always, thank you very, very much for listening to us make jokes about blowing Shaq for 2 hours. 1 hour, whatever this is. 50 minutes.
Nope.
Feels like 3 hours.
Hour straight of Shaq jokes coming up.
Wait a minute. We're only an hour through this?
So, all right. You have to pick one substance. A substance you intake that's not good for you. A drug, cigarettes, alcohol. Mm-hmm. Which one do you look the coolest doing?
Definitely like drinking, right? Like you have like a martini or something. Oh, I mean, like
badass.
No, but you don't look cool like shooting heroin up in your leg or something. Like that doesn't look cool.
I mean, maybe you don't.
Like snorting coke makes you look cool. I don't know.
I mean, if it's off like a whore, I don't know.
Super cool, dude. Yeah. Okay. Whoa, look at Chad. He looks so badass with that whore.
Like a lot of movies and everything make pot seem cooler.
Yeah, I suppose.
It seems like a cooler thing than people who smoke pot.
I was thinking of guys like, like you picture like Don Draper or like James Bond with the martini. Like they kind of seem sophisticated drinking like a cocktail
right.
or something. But
Vin Diesel drinking a Corona where he's holding it by the top of the bottle.
Very cool.
That's
Remember when
cool.
he drank that Corona off the back of a whore? He looks so fucking cool.
That whore was The Rock.
What about you guys? What would you pick?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
What other substances?
What are the other options?
Like a tablet, right? From like
doing X,
X or shrooms. You don't look very cool, right? Gummies are just like eating candy at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
That could be pretty cool. Yeah.
I mean, smoking a cigar, some people think looks cool, or it historically has been.
Who the fuck thinks that looks cool?
I don't know.
What about a big ass like Sherlock Holmes pipe? That could be kind of cool, right?
Oh, that might be coming back for
for the hipster crowd or something.
Sure.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Pretty cool.
Look, guys, drugs are cool.
Drugs are cool. We support them.
Real quick, Novak, when you go with that golden ticket over to Michael Chuao's house, just make sure that you don't hear oompa loompa doompa dee dak. Come inside. There's a horny shack. Did you hear that? Run the other way. Okay.
Doompa 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 dee diddler. No, I'm kidding.
What do you do when you have a mega fart?
He blew the whole damn thing apart.
All right, next episode, you're not going to want to miss it. We're going to be trying bugs. We're going to be eating crickets. We're going to be eating worms. I haven't said anything, guy, but I'm upset that you bought this.
Look, I'm not thrilled with it either. But when you have a snacking podcast and there's bugs to eat, you get the gots to do.
Right.
I'm excited.
Right. Yeah, that'll be our Halloween episode. So join us for that. And wow, wee wow.
You keep going for this visual joke and no one can see it.
You can see it.
That's true.
It's
it was
all
worth it. Very funny.
Trust me, it's very funny.
The Chad line is now all of our lines when we do something visual.
All right, so join us while we eat bugs next time. We'll be back next time. We'll be eating 3 bugs.
Deuces.
Yo.